Let me ask you this. You know, a lot of your charges in the past have been made to P. Like, this is the first time you really kind of went at smack and said anything about him directly and things like that. What is your situation now, like, with P? Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Do you have an issue with P? And, you know what I'm saying? What's your situation with him now as far as, like, what you see with the new artists? Because you mentioned in the audio how he spoke about certain people and things like that, but where are you at with P now?
What happened with that battle with Freedom? The paid you to sit, you off for sale. Wasn't Remy wearing free cash shirts while you was in jail? Had the nerve to disrespect her too, this was an L.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever spoke throughout the years? Okay, no conversation. where are you guys at now as far as like how you view him and what his position? Because obviously he's still in this position. He's still able to make the decisions that he's making, and he's definitely been a lot more quiet as far as, you know, just anything going on. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of like doing his job in a sense.
I still think he's opposing himself. You know, like I said the last time, I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, went through that whole spiel, giving him the benefit of the doubt. But when somebody shows you who they are, you know, my philosophy that I believe is when they show you who they are, it's like, look, I don't have to be cordial with you. I just need to be civil, right? And some people, I don't need to be even civil. I just totally avoid them, because, you know, if I get out of character, then that says something about me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's certain people, it's like there's really no reason for me to talk to P. You know, I said what I needed to say. If he takes heed, he takes heed. He doesn't, he doesn't.
Do you think he has taken heed?
No.
When you look at the new talent that's being developed and the new guys being put in place, like, I'm not sure if you are kind of noticing from, you know, the top sixes, the new top six, the whole crucible process, you know, do you see people being put in position or being marketed correctly from just a fan perspective and outside looking in at this point? From going through the process?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because Silencer Protocol and Wave Law work one-on-one, where if I'm an outsider looking in saying, okay, what's going on with URL, all I have is old videos. I don't know what's going on. And if I don't feel like buying the app, I'll never know what's going on. Okay. And then the investment to be able to try to stay up to date with what's going on. It's hard. Are people growing? I do think people are starting to are going to be obviously better at their craft. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't really matter if it's not exposed to the public. There are people, Fat Joe said his favorite battle rapper was Ice.
Yeah.
Now, Jay-Z responded to the Lux line. Mm-hmm. Busta Rhymes responding to Mook's line. All of these things were built off of the organic growth structure that is being cut down because of this wave law, trying to make sure nobody becomes crossover talent.
And so you think they're really trying to not make people cross over?
Yeah. It's not that I think it. Yeah. It's what it shows.
This is what it shows.
It's what it shows.
Because who's crossed over?
Who's crossed over?
Outside of Easy the Block Captain.
And how did he cross over? By stepping away from the formula. He stepped away. I did hear John say, you know, Easy got his name off of the app and he grows up, but at the same time, that's the exception to the rule. Certain people are destined to, no matter where they are, they're gonna blow up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not gonna happen for the large majority. Yeah. The large majority gonna have to, step by step, get better. There was a point in time where DNA was not viewed as a crowd favorite. But over time, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. No, if you would have told me when DNA battled Young Ill, DNA would be campaigning for a battle with Lux, I'd have been like, what are you talking about?
Gotcha.
It doesn't make sense. I don't even see how that would ever be considered. Mm. Today's time?
They telling Lux come outside for DNA?
You know? So, like I said, man, it's great. What were you about to say?
No, I was gonna say, with all that being said, then, you know, you've always been good at, you know, seeing what's coming. What happens? Does it get worse? Does it continue to get worse before it gets better? Because, you know, like right now, does URL take heed? Do they start pushing the new artists and put them to the forefront? And like, hey man, and what happens to the vets and that whole mix of things? You know what I'm saying? The next big card is Nitty and Lux. What happens? What's going to? What do you see?
Okay, that's a big question. All right, so my general view is that I hope they change. Right? Everybody if they change, it's gonna be amazing.
What does change look like, real quick?
A complete overhaul of the managing of the talent in terms of getting back to YouTube. Okay, you still keep the app, right? Making the stages clear about what stages are going to be. Okay, this is.
So you still keep the app.
You can still keep the app. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They may have to refunction everything and stuff like that, but YouTube is going to be the major one. Having a conversation with the people who they're no longer going to work with and say, we're done. I know you thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. We're moving forward in a different direction. I think P needs to go, or they're going to have to. There's going to have to be a verbal apology.
If P goes, who takes his spot? How do you do that? If he's the guy that's helping to create talent, create the whole system.
There's more people who know how to develop talent. There are people who are running local leagues right now who know how to develop talent. Who deserves the opportunity? That's a great question. Who would be able to run artist development if P was gone?
Do you think it should be artists, a battle?
I think the discussion needs to be had. I think that needs to be debated. In the same way how people would say, if there was a high profile battle and there were judges, who fits to be a judge, I think the same conversation could happen there. Obviously, I think that from my perspective, it would need to be somebody who does not, who's not trying to seek approval, who knows that their stuff is like, look, I've been in the game, I know what I know, and this is what I do. Right?
I'd say KG the Poet, as far as, you know, what he's been able to do with traffic and things like that. He's a battler. He's somebody that's helped, you know, and he kind of stays out the way in a sense.
Could be so.
You know what I'm saying? And he's put a lot of dope artists on as well. I'm just saying, like, I don't mean like have him, but I'm saying
maybe so.
He's someone who is actively on the URL, helping develop talent and things like that.
Maybe so. That developing talent. Someone who says it's not about me needing to take credit for that person's brand, you know. If they fire where they are, I'm gonna just put them through. I don't need them to have. I don't gotta have my name stamped on them. They don't belong to me, right?
Yeah.
So,
do you think Norbs was better than P?
Yes, for a very specific reason.
Wow.
Because Norbs would tell you, I don't get you. I don't get your style. It's not gonna work for me. Okay. I just don't get it. I can't see how.
I used to hate Norbs for that.
What you mean you don't know? Da, da, da. But I would rather somebody tell me I don't get you than to be like, you just gotta work harder and then not be for real. Like you just wanna.
Or change your image.
That's
what you said.
You feel me? Yeah. This is a. Don't get the wave law, all of this, making us feel like this is a doom and gloom situation.
Yeah.
This is actually very, 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 very good, because in the same way how somebody falls into an angle and you know the third round coming and it's like, oh, you just, as a battler, you're like, you just did what I'm about to expose in this next round. Smack coming out and saying, I'm a businessman. P and what he's doing, everybody trying to make this about money. It's amazing, because what's coming
Yeah, that's what we was just talking about. Yeah, but
what's on the rise?
Yeah.
Part of it I can't talk about because I have to meet with some people.
Okay.
But people are gonna start throwing their weight around because Smack is not the leader. The leader.
Smack is not the leader.
Smack is not the leader.
That's blasphemous.
It is what it is. Smack is not the leader.
How could you even say that?
How could you not? How could I not? You made it. You said it out of your mouth. There are many people who are making some moves. See, I might be the first ambassador, but I'm not the last. I'm not the last. People will make a decision. The people who look at what we're talking about and say, you know what? You can't just be self-serving. In this culture, you cannot be self-serving. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in situations like this. They're gonna look around and say, how can I make things better for everybody?
Yeah.
And they say, you know what? I'm good on rapping over there. They would have to make me an astronomical number in order for me to rap over there. I think I could do things better. They're gonna step out and they're gonna shift everything. The same way how it used to be, where back when they didn't really have leagues, it was, oh, you from New York, you from Brooklyn, okay, so your league is your city that you from. You rap over there, boom, 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 and they would come together. Now, the new local league is the artist for the most part. Hitman Holla has his league.
John the Don.
John the Don, he was ahead of the curve, right? Easy's got his thing going. Some people are not gonna have leagues, other people are gonna have platforms.
Platforms, yeah. J400 got a platform.
Got a platform.
That's a fact.
Where you don't have a roster, but you pick some of the best artists and say, okay, y'all gonna battle here.
And you feature guys that we've never known that becomes a part of this thing, this culture, that become prominent in this culture.
I'm gonna work on another thing. You know what I'm saying? Try to tie some knots. You know, I gotta speak to
Spanish Harlem. Got something situated?
I gotta speak to ARP.
Okay.
I gotta speak to. I would love to speak to Rim. Just run some idea. Run this idea.
Okay.
Around some power players. Not for my personal gain, of course. I'm looking to give it away, honestly. But there's one more step.
I was gonna say, just because we didn't give a full explanation of what URL does need to do, though. You said Fire P, you said a couple things. What else? Do they put the new artists in the forefront? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted a couple more details on what they could do.
They can make it clear who is on the roster. Make it clear. Back in the day, we knew who was on URL, right? It was like, okay, so Goods is over there, Conceited's over there, Conceited and his people is over there, okay, Jersey's over there, Heavy, right? And we gotta understand it's like, okay, if I wanna watch a battle, they're not gonna be on Grind Time, they're gonna be on URL. It's like, okay.
I feel like they do that though. Everybody who's under contract, who's signed to them.
But there's a way to do it. So my problem that I had was, one of the problems that I had was when I had my first PG, nobody knew I was a PG because I was just telling them. I said, me telling people I'm a PG don't mean nothing. You know how people know that you're working with me? Release the footage.
Gotcha.
You release the footage on YouTube, now you start the process of people saying, who's this guy? Now when I come back with the next video on YouTube, this is why YouTube is the main piece.
But there ain't no money in YouTube. That's the big argument.
Once again, that's a business problem. I can't help them. I can't help.
And if we ain't got no money on YouTube, how we paying y'all? How we keeping you employed? If this is the business model, the app, and this is how we getting you paid.
Who told you that was the business model?
The guys who created the system.
Who did that?
The head of the URL guys, Smack, Bees, you know what I'm saying? Chico.
So you created a business model.
They created an app so battle rap can live on the app. so we can make more money, so and then we can pay the artists.
I know people who think that by flooding the lottery, the more tickets that they buy, the higher chance that they're gonna win. And it's like, I mean, technically that is true. You have a higher chance of winning by buying more tickets, but that doesn't take away the probability of it being successful. When their mentality is, you ever seen The Founder? It's the McDonald's movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't see it though, but I know what you're talking about.
His understanding of how to make the money was one way, and another guy opened his eyes up to where the real money was at, and his whole thinking was off. The way that the reason that they're saying YouTube is not making money, the fact that you're looking for YouTube to be the money is the problem.
Okay.
You should have never been looking at YouTube to be the money. You shouldn't have been looking at the app to be the money.
So what are we supposed to be looking at to be the money?
I don't help businesses for free, nor do I design it don't matter.
So you're saying you have what way to be looking at it? You're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, it doesn't profit me to have that conversation with them, because this is the most important conversation here. If you're not willing to change your ways, nor do you agree with me that you're not giving the people at the bottom of your company just due, there's no way that you're going to listen to my business advice.
It's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, and it's like, hey, that's okay.
Who the fuck is Spanish Harlem to be telling me about some shit I've been doing forever?
Oh, if you know, then why don't you do it yourself? Because I don't have a desire to you know. So for the people who know me, I happen to be also into talent acquisition and some other business skills. You know, analyst. I'm an analyst during the day. You know what I'm saying? I know how to, if you were an accountant, I could tell you how to play the accountant game to make the most money possible. Okay. Because of the conversations that I've had with accountants and understanding the flow of the game. Okay. Right? Yo, you want to stay here for 2 years? Do you want to handle a large workload? Okay, so you will want to go to one of these two places. You want to stay there for 2 years. You want to get your CPA. Once you got your CPA, get your promotion. Once you get your promotion, now you want to start talking about leaving. Now, if you want more money, you're going to have to wait 4 years. Blah, 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 blah. Gotcha. I know that, but I don't want to be an accountant to have to do it myself. Gotcha, I understand. You know what I mean? Like, so you're saying you understand the process? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's always easier said than done. It's easier said than done, but when people already have the resources at hand, see, that's the thing. If you don't have the resources and you're trying to gather them, that's hard. That takes some time. Gotcha. But when you already have the resources and you're just using it wrong, yeah, it's just a shift of understanding. Yeah, it's like, you can go to a major company and show them what they're doing wrong. Like, basically, like, okay, you guys got it, but the reason y'all not doing this is because y'all not using y'all. Like, if I had y'all shit, I would know exactly what to do to make it work. And that one small shift of thinking can your overall overhead would be lower, and your increase in your profit would because sometimes it's not about more money. Sometimes it's about opening up some breathing space. Okay, we gotta work lean. We work lean here, and then other things are impacted. But one thing I could say is, no one knows the intricacies of any businesses unless you're in it. For the most part, unless you're in it and you're dealing with the day-to-day and how people actually do business, it's very difficult to kind of like just from the outside looking in to give the right answer when you don't really understand how people are managing and doing things, and you know what I'm saying? Right. From a general sense, yeah. From a hyper-specific sense, of course. Yeah. You can't, I wouldn't be able to just go in ground one and say, hey, I know how to do X, Y, Z and flip, right. But from a ideological standpoint, from a philosophical business concept standpoint, it's like, okay, so the problem is that you're in the wrong business. You're looking at it from this side when you should be looking at it like this. And they know how to make the switch from that to that. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. Is Spanish Harlem ever going to return back to battle rapping? I got a chance to see some of your work,
You know, just some battles that I was like, okay, Spanish Harlem really is a wild dude. Like, he really talk crazy. He really, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have the epic back and forth with Twerk before. I never really seen that until like later on afterwards and things like that. So is there ever a chance where you'll get back to battle rapping or ever get hitting the stage ever again?
I mean, this right here, I'm battling smack right now. I'm battling smack right now.
This is your form of battling right now?
I've been this is battling at its highest form right here. This is, there's no crowd participation. You know what I'm saying? They might comment on the bottom, and I get a chance to hold someone accountable who, look, like I said, I don't hate Smack. I'm not jealous of Smack. I think Smack is blessed and he's opposing himself. Thank you for bringing that up. The Twerk situation, while I was not saying nothing and I was in the matrix, you know what I'm saying? There was a situation you brought to my attention and a couple other people brought to my attention that Dolo Dev.
Get you third round with a body, we still viewing you. You know that one saying, you froggy with nigga leap. And bags and bodies ready, your roster is all sheep. I got enough paper to really buy y'all street, cause you know if the house in the trenches, they all cheap.
That Dolo Dev had used a one-rounder that I had did back in 2019 where it was talk about me and Twerk had a situation. This goes along with the whole idea of what we're talking about.
Okay, why?
Because it's about showing who you are. Showing who you are. Now,